About 8 miles in, I'm at the Maple Grove Prairie, I believe. Is the right, I think that's the right name. At the little stop here. There's a nice bit of trails that go back in there. I don't know if you're supposed to be able to ride a bike, but you could get a bike through there without much trouble. My goal today is to get out to the end of the Tri-County Trail as far as the wetlands in Washington Courthouse. So that is about 20 miles more than I've ever done, and the number I'm shooting for is 100 kilometers. So it's about 63 and some change on miles. I'm planning to actually take a little bit more stops than I normally do, since I only usually go about 30. Kind of stretch. I got a couple meals. I got plenty of sugary snacks. These are 45 calories a piece and about 12 grams of carbs. So they should be good fuel to keep my sugar and ready fuel ready. I have 90 ounces of liquids, all with sugar or country time, lemonade, electrolyte packet, and a energy packet, caffeine packet. It's got 120 milligrams of caffeine in each one. My bike is Apias C2. I've got the upgraded battery inside right now. That should give me 45 miles maybe. And then I got the normal battery, which should get me another 35. So ideally I have a little bit of extra power. So if I start running out of energy, I can still put along a little slower, or let the bike do more of the work. My goal is to stay under 10 units of current on the power. That way the battery's not doing as much, all the work. I'm doing a lot of it, but that also gives me a chance to go pretty fast. I'm averaging, the bike says 18, but it's about 16 miles an hour when it comes down to the GPS usually. And if I would go to the higher power assist, I can get up to 20 miles an hour technically, and still be legal on this trail. This is class 2 only, so you can't actually go class 3. So I'm not using that feature on the bike. I have that blocked out, so I'm legal there. But I'm gonna stretch a little bit and get back to it. I am 16 miles in. I'm at the little shelter here past Frankfort. I have my PB&J sandwich. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this now. I'm definitely feeling some soreness and numbness. I'm coming off of a week where I worked every day this week. I had a couple long days, and then I had come home from work and did stuff until midnight basically. So I'm going from a very fatigued state. So worst case scenario, if I start feeling horrible, I'm gonna have to turn around early. But my goal is to get to Washington Courthouse. Hopefully eating my sandwich now will give me some more fuel to make the way there, and make it back. Most likely I'm going to try to stop in Frankfort and eat again. Probably stop at the ice cream shop if it's open, and get something there. And the worst case, I'll just kind of trudge through and get the last 13, 14 miles over with at that point. Till next update.
I feel like Samwise Gamgee right now. I have ridden my back farther down this trail than I have ever went. It's exciting. I'm going to try to push on a little longer before breaks. That way, hopefully, I can push myself a little bit. One thing I do notice is heading west on the trail, you are going uphill on average the whole time. It is a very slight grade because it's old train bed, but in theory that should make heading back home that much easier. So I should be able to keep my pace pretty well with a slightly less effort. I just passed mile marker 19. I am also passing up the bridge there. Looks like it needs a little bit of TLC. Just past Austin. Austin Brewery. Looks like they had a truck there, so I might be stopping back there and get some food there because that might be a good stop. That's about 18 miles from home, so that might be a good place to stop anyway. I'm also down a bottle of water, so I'll probably have to top off a little bit. I still got 60 ounces in my other ones, probably 8 or 9 ounces left in the first one. But so far so good. I've got my soreness and everything going. I'm keeping a pretty good pace so far. I've kept it in fifth gear this whole time, so it's kind of a faster cadence, less torque required. So it's working so far. There's enough resistance that I'm not ghost pedaling by any standard, but I've also got a headwind, so I'm kind of fighting that right now. Hopefully you can actually hear me over the wind. We'll see. Looks like a bridge is coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video and go back to my audiobook. Right around 25 miles in, about around 5 miles to the wetland, probably. Stopped here at the intersection of Mill Road. There's a little bench here. I'm going to stretch out a little bit. So far so good. I think I got a banana I'm going to eat. One thing I don't think I mentioned about my bike, it is an e-bike, but at the same point, your average road bike is 13 kilos for a really good one. Your average Walmart bike is 30 pounds, 35 pounds maybe. So I do have extra power. This thing is rated for 400 pounds or so total weight, with rider and everything. This thing weighs around 80 pounds is my estimate, maybe a little bit more with the water, but it's 27.5 inch tires. I think they're 230s, so they're basically mountain bike tires. They're not mud tires by any means or anything. They're decent. Actually, Kinder Raptors is the brand, but I've got it. This comes with the standard handlebar. I've got dropper, Amazon droppers, and then I got some cheap Amazon vertical grips, and they kind of work as kind of like hoods if you had a real dropper handlebar. So far, my numbness in my hands is normally a big problem, but honestly, with the extra space to put my hands and
different grips, it's been doing really well. My seat post, I've got a suspension seat post. I don't honestly know if it really does a whole hell of a lot, but it kind of gives a little bit of shock absorption on this, on the bumps and everything. The seat is a Capstone. I got this at Dunham's 7-8 years ago. It's actually been the more comfortable seat that I've used. It's got a lot of padding and everything, so it's probably not ideal for most people for a long distance, but it does well. Pretty much my pack on the back here has my tools, my air pump. I got a couple extra tubes. I've got a simple patch kit. Hopefully I don't have to use it, but I do have it. But I'm going to stretch out real quick and get back to the road. Road back towards Chillicothe, but I am not there yet. Heading west to hit at least 31 miles. I might go to the wetland and either ride around there or maybe ride past it. Alright, I've done my drilling for the freaking day. Like I said, I don't know if you're supposed to have a bike on that. It's big enough. If somebody was going the other way, you would have to stop and carefully get off and not fall into the wetland. Considering how much I have invested in this bike and everything, I quickly came back out. I am right at 30 miles. I might look and see if there's anything, gas station or anything up this way. I don't think there's anything really close. Worth keeping going towards Washington Courthouse today. I really don't necessarily need to eat right now, so it's not worth going to a restaurant in there. But I do want to hit that 32 mile mark without having to just putt around Chillicothe or something weird, ideally. So look for that and get ready to head back towards Chillicothe. I decided to go ahead and go to the gas station. It was about 2 miles up the road from the wetlands, so went ahead and got here, grabbed a couple energy drinks. I've got the water, so I got those in case I need some extra energy. Grab me a s'mores Quest bar. I'm gonna eat this and start heading back to Chile. The Dayton and Southeastern Railroad covered bridge. On my way back to Chillicothe. I'm probably 35 miles in, 36 maybe. See how I do when I get past Austin Mill, whether to stop there to eat. I might just stop and eat my banana somewhere and just keep going and get something at home. I don't know, depends on how I feel.